One of the most enjoyable things as a parent is giving a really nice gift to your kids and seeing their reaction to it. Sometimes the fun can be just in how it's presented. I remember a time when we gave tickets to Disney World to our kids, and when we gave it to them, it was the last present at Christmas. We had given them several nice things, but nothing that was just, blow your mind, way out there kind of stuff. And I remember giving these gifts, and they liked them, and they were appreciative, and that was all well and good. But what we didn't tell them is that in the simplest envelope, very plain looking as gifts goes, there was another gift. And they pulled out that envelope and they thought to themselves, this will be nice. And they opened up the envelope. Inside the envelope were these tickets to Disney World. And when they went from thinking it's a nice, simple gift to what it actually was, in an instant, they went from happy to just ecstatic, excited. I can't believe this. One of them even started to cry a little bit. I think it got to them a little bit because of the unexpected nature of it. When I was a kid, I got a new trombone for Christmas. My parents woke me up in the middle of the night, took me down to the school auditorium that they worked at, and at the auditorium, with a spotlight shining on it, was this brand new instrument that I was going to be playing, and I would be able to be in band and orchestras and different things throughout the years. And that was quite an experience. I think probably more for them than for me to be able to give these things to their child. And it's fun to give gifts and to present them to them in a special way. But imagine how disappointing it would be to have a great build-up to give a gift away, and then in the gift it's just something simple. Big old build-up, lots of hoopla, lots of things, bring out the marching band, whatever, and inside is, $5 gift card to Taco Bell or whatever. How strange that would be. And how much better it is to have no hoopla, maybe, and then the gift is extraordinary. So here's the thing. I am reading through this morning 1 Corinthians chapter 1, and I think about this just a little bit. Sometimes the way that Jesus is presented to people. There are people who can preach incredible sermons about Jesus. There are people that can package the presentation of the gospel in spectacular ways. And a lot of times, especially in a community where there's a lot of churches, where there are a lot of things going on, lots of activities that sometimes they're pretty fancy actually, it can be very easy to get drawn into the fanciness of the package rather than what's actually in the gift itself. And I think Paul has some pretty pointed things to say about that when we look at 1 Corinthians chapter 1, starting in verse 10. He says, I'll put it urgently as I can. You must get along with each other. You must learn to be considerate of one another, cultivating a life in common. The Corinthians were having these divisions, apparently, over just who was presenting the gospel and the packaging of it, if you will. Some people wanted to follow Apollos. Some people wanted to follow Peter. Some people wanted to follow Paul. And that's ridiculous because all of them were presenting essentially the same gift, Jesus Christ. And he comes right out and says it. God didn't send me out to collect a following for myself, but to preach the message of what he has done, collecting a following for him. So however the package is delivered, the ultimate end goal here is becoming followers of Jesus. Not the preacher, not the package, not the presentation, but a follower of Jesus. Nobody follows a clever PowerPoint presentation about Jesus. Nobody follows just a book about Jesus. you follow Jesus. It's that simple. He keeps going on. The message points to Christ on the cross. It seems like sheer silliness to those hell-bent on destruction, but for those on the way of salvation, it makes perfect sense. The Jews clamor, verse 22, for miraculous demonstrations, and Greeks go on for philosophical wisdom, but we go right along proclaiming Christ the crucified. It's obvious further down that God deliberately chose men and women that culture overlooks and exploits and abuses, chose the nobodies to expose the hollow pretensions of the somebodies. Everything we have, right thinking, right living, a clean slate, a fresh start, comes from God by way of Jesus Christ. That is why we have the saying, if you're going to blow a horn, blow a trumpet for God. So, what am I getting out of all of this? Well, I did a little bit of journaling and I just wrote some notes down here. Those who are under our influence, whoever they might be, leadership, church members, whoever you may be, as a follower of Jesus, remember, you're not trying to just attract people to yourselves. I'm not trying to just get positive vibes and attention from me. I'm there to make followers of Jesus. Followers of Jesus are there to make followers of Jesus, and the packaging has to be secondary to the gift. The hoopla cannot be hoopla with something empty at the end of the hoopla. Better to give a great gift in simple packaging than a marginal, thoughtless gift with spectacular packaging, if that makes any sense. So, we aren't looking for ways to get attention for ourselves. We're not even looking to make more members of a particular congregation per se. We're looking to present Jesus and to invite people to follow Jesus. We need to sometimes, I think, get our priorities a little bit more straightened out and not make it about ourselves, not make it about, look at all the neat things we're doing at the Apopka Seventh-day Adventist Church or whatever church you may be a part of. What it's about is making a follower of Jesus and presenting the risen Jesus, the accomplisher of the gospel, who died so that we could have life eternal. Hope that is a blessing to you. God bless. Present Jesus simply in your life today.